3 different grades, 3 different timelines, and 3 different results. Today, we are taking you through the hair transplant journey of 3 of our patients who struggled with different grades of baldness. But all 3 had one thing in common, that their baldness fell in a diffuse pattern. Patient 1 had a baldness of diffuse grade 3 stage and got his final results in an 11-month period, whereas patient 2 had a baldness of diffuse grade 4A stage and shared his amazing progress at the 6-month mark. Patient 3, with an advanced stage of diffuse grade 6 baldness, got his results in 9 months. These results not only changed their overall look, but also restored their confidence with proper facial framing. If you're also struggling with hair loss or baldness, QHT Clinic is a trusted name. The clinic is now available in Haridwar, Delhi, Gurugram, and Hyderabad, making expert hair transplant care more accessible than ever. Starting with patient 1, diagnosed with diffuse grade 3 baldness, his hairline had visibly receded, especially from the temples and frontal corners. The thinning was concentrated in the frontal area, but the rest of the scalp still retained a good number of healthy hair follicles. This early to moderate stage of baldness made him look older than his actual age. Moving to patient 2, who presented with diffuse grade 4A baldness, the condition had progressed further. His hairline has receded to the mid-scalp, and the entire frontal zone and mid-scalp showed extensive thinning, with only a few weak follicles remaining in the front. However, the crown area retained healthy density, which meant no grafting was required there. His case demanded meticulous planning to recreate a balanced and natural-looking front profile. Patient 3 presented with the most advanced stage of baldness, diffuse grade 6. In his case, the thinning had progressed extensively, starting from the frontal hairline and extending all the way to the crown. Both the frontal zone and mid-scalp had lost significant density, which not only exposed the scalp but also disrupted the natural facial framing, making his overall appearance look aged and unbalanced. Such advanced diffuse baldness poses a unique challenge, as the thinning is uniform and spread out rather than limited to defined patches. However, the most encouraging factor in all 3 cases was their dense and healthy donor area. This served as a major advantage, enabling adequate graft extraction and precise implantation to rebuild the hairline, enhance coverage, and restore a natural facial balance. With a strong donor zone, our team could focus on creating the right density distribution across the frontal and mid-scalp regions. This not only ensured long-term sustainability of results, but also provided a completely natural and seamless transition between the transplanted and existing hair. So, if you're also noticing any type of hair loss, don't worry. Reach out to our experts today and they'll guide you to the right solution. You can also visit the QHT clinic nearest to you, whether in Haridwar, Delhi, Gurugram, or Hyderabad. After the detailed analysis of all 3 patients' scalps, our experts moved on to the next step, which was hairline design. This stage defines not just where the hair begins, but how naturally it frames and enhances the overall facial harmony. For patient 1, the hairline was carefully designed by taking precise measurements from the glabella point, the area between the eyebrows, to determine the ideal starting point. The temporal regions were also reconstructed to restore the natural contour he had lost due to recession. Along with it, the affected frontal area was outlined. Every marking, from the frontal hairline to the temporal angles, was done with fine precision, ensuring the new design matched his age, facial features, and desired look. In patient 2's case, there were no visible traces of his original hairline, so the new one was recreated entirely from reference points based on his facial symmetry and proportions. The peak points were marked to define a natural shape, while the frontal and mid-scalp regions were outlined for implantation. Only density enhancement was needed in the mid-scalp to ensure even coverage. For patient 3, our experts designed a balanced and symmetrical hairline that aligned perfectly with his facial framework. Since his baldness extended from the frontal area to the crown, the entire affected zone, including frontal, mid-scalp, and crown, was mapped for graft distribution. These precise markings acted as a surgical roadmap, ensuring a natural, well-balanced, and aesthetically pleasing outcome for all 3 patients. Once the hairline design was finalized, the procedure began, a stage where planning turned into precision. To ensure complete comfort, local anesthesia was administered, making the entire process painless and smooth for all 3 patients. Following this, the slits were created in all 3 patients' recipient areas, defining the perfect angle for natural hair growth. Then, the extraction and implantation were done simultaneously, which ensures a maximum survival rate of follicles. For patient 1, the focus was on achieving a natural, youthful look. In the hairline and temporal regions, our team implanted single and thin hair follicles, which mimic the natural texture and direction of native hair. The frontal zone, where thinning was prominent, was enhanced using double and triple follicles, creating a fuller and cohesive appearance. In his case, a total of 3,000 follicles were implanted, all extracted from the patient's safe donor zone. For patient 2, a similar approach was taken, but with slightly greater coverage requirements. Single and thin hair follicles were implanted along the hairline to create a soft, natural transition, while double and triple grafts were implanted in the frontal and mid-scalp regions to restore volume for uniform thickness. In his case, a total of 3,600 follicles were implanted, all extracted from the patient's safe donor zone to ensure healthy growth. In the case of patient 3, the challenge was to recreate a complete transformation from frontal to crown region. The hairline zone was restored with single and thin follicles for realism, and the frontal and mid-scalp areas were reinforced with double and triple follicles to achieve high density. For the crown region, follicles were implanted in a natural swirl pattern at varying angles to replicate native growth direction. In his case, a total of 4,500 grafts were implanted, all extracted from the patient's safe donor zone, ensuring natural, long-lasting results. If you want to know more, comment hair transplant. 1 month after the hair transplant procedure, patient 1, patient 2, and patient 3 visited the clinic for their first follow-up evaluation. This stage is crucial as it allows our experts to assess the initial healing, graft retention, and donor recovery. For patient 1, a minimal amount of shedding was observed in the transplanted region, a completely normal part of the post-transplant cycle. His native hair continued growing naturally, indicating a healthy scalp environment. The donor area had also healed completely, with the skin texture returning to normal, showing no visible signs of extraction. In the case of patient 2, our team noticed around 30% shedding in the transplanted area, again a typical response as new follicles entered the resting phase. His donor zone looked exceptionally clean, with no visible extraction marks, reflecting the precision and skill of our surgical team. Native follicles were actively growing, confirming stable graft health. For patient 3, being a more advanced case, around 70% shedding was recorded, the highest among the three. However, this too falls within the expected recovery pattern for high-density transplants. His donor area healed flawlessly, with no redness or scabbing visible upon examination. At this 1-month milestone, all 3 patients underwent their first PRP, platelet-rich plasma therapy session, designed to stimulate transplanted follicles, enhance blood circulation, and deliver essential nutrients to the scalp, setting the foundation for stronger and healthier regrowth in the upcoming months. 3 months post-transplant, patient 1 and patient 2 visited the clinic for their next follow-up. This phase is often described as the transition stage, where the shedding period concludes and the newly implanted follicles begin preparing for their active growth phase. For patient 1, our experts observed that the shedding phase was nearing completion, with most transplanted follicles entering the early anagen phase. The native hair continued to grow steadily, adding a soft base of coverage to the scalp. The donor area showed excellent healing and had become completely undetectable, reflecting the precision of extraction and minimal trauma to the donor zone. Though visible growth was still limited at this stage, early signs of new follicle activity were clearly noticeable. In the case of patient 2, the progress was slightly ahead. His shedding phase had completely ended and transplanted follicles were soon began to anchor firmly on the scalp, and we would see the new early growth. The native follicles appeared thicker and more mature, contributing to an overall fuller appearance compared to patient 1 at the same stage. His growth rate was notably faster, likely due to stronger scalp vascularity and excellent post-care maintenance. During this visit, both patients underwent their second PRP, platelet-rich plasma therapy session, aimed at boosting blood supply, awakening dormant follicles, and accelerating the growth process. This session marked a critical step in enhancing density and promoting uniform regrowth across the transplanted area. Patient 2 visited the clinic, and his transformation was already take place. His newly designed hairline appeared well-defined and naturally framed his facial structure, restoring the youthful proportions he had lost. The frontal and mid-scalp regions showed impressive growth, with dense, voluminous coverage that blended seamlessly with his native hair. Across the entire scalp, a uniform pattern of regrowth was visible, giving his hair a natural flow and improved texture. The density achieved at this stage allowed him the freedom to style his hair confidently, a milestone that many patients experience between the 6th and 8th months. Although this represents a mid-stage result, his progress indicates excellent follicle survival and a strong response to PRP and post-care treatments. This was patient 2's final shared update, as he visited the clinic only 3 times to document his journey. However, his exceptional 6 months progress reflects the success of the QHT technique, and we look forward to sharing any future improvements if he revisits for another follow-up. If you also want such healthy hair growth, then right now, book a consultation with our experts. After the 7 months follow-up, patient 3 visited the clinic. On this visit, his hairline appears defined, naturally framing his facial features and restoring balance to his overall appearance. The frontal area and mid-scalp exhibited dense and voluminous growth, with transplanted and native hair blending seamlessly, creating a completely natural look. The crown region showed excellent progress, with the newly implanted follicles replicating a perfect swirl pattern. The overall scalp displayed uniform growth, indicating strong follicle survival and effective graft placement. At this stage, the results were already impressive, yet the hair was still in the active growth phase, meaning density and texture would continue to improve over the coming months. 9 months post-transplant, patient 3 again visited the clinic. By this stage, his hair growth had matured significantly with thicker strands and improved texture that gave his hair a natural, healthy appearance. His hairline looked sharply defined, perfectly complementing his facial features and restoring a balanced, youthful frame to his face. The overall scalp displayed uniform and dense growth, with the transplanted and native hair merging seamlessly. Compared to his initial condition, where diffuse baldness had affected his entire scalp, his look has completely changed. We look forward to sharing his continued progress in the future as we receive further updates on his ongoing results and long-term hair maturity. 11 months post-transplant, patient 1 visited the clinic to share how his growth progressed in this time period. His hairline appeared well-defined and natural, perfectly framing his face, while the temporal regions that were previously receded had filled in beautifully with balanced density. The frontal area displayed thick, voluminous growth that seamlessly blended with his native hair, giving his scalp an even and healthy appearance. This transformation not only restored his facial symmetry and youthful contour, but also significantly enhanced his overall personality. The natural direction and density achieved through the QHT technique allowed him to style his hair freely without any limitations or insecurities. Compared to his initial condition, where diffuse thinning had affected his confidence and appearance, the change was remarkable. Patient 1's journey stands as a testament to the precision, artistry, and lasting results of a well-planned hair transplant at QHT Clinic. Each of the 3 patients began their hair restoration journey at different stages of diffuse pattern baldness. Yet today, all of them stand as powerful examples of how the right planning, precision, and technique can transform not only appearance but also confidence. Starting with their initial conditions, patient 1 suffered from diffuse grade 3 baldness marked by frontal thinning and receding temples. At 11 months, exhibits perfect facial frame with uniform hair growth on the overall scalp. Patient 2 had diffuse grade 4, a baldness where the hairline had completely vanished and the mid-scalp showed extensive thinning. At 6 months, displayed excellent mid-stage results with a perfect hairline and growth on the overall scalp. Meanwhile, patient 3 faced the most severe form, diffuse grade 6 baldness, with thinning extending from the frontal region all the way to the crown, leaving his facial frame completely disrupted. At 9 months, has gained dense and healthy hair growth. Despite their varying grades, all 3 patients achieved natural, age-appropriate, and aesthetically pleasing results. Patient 1's transformation stands out for balance and framing, patient 2's for early, rapid density, and patient 3's for extensive coverage and overall volume. Together, their journeys highlight how advanced QHT technique and personalized planning can deliver life-changing, natural-looking results across every stage of baldness. Each journey you've seen today proves that the right technique can truly redefine confidence. Tell us in the comments whose results impressed you the most, and if you're planning your own transformation, consult our experts at QHT Clinic. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more inspiring results.
Hello friends, if you have not subscribed to our channel yet, please like this video, share and subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to hit the bell icon so that you will get update on every video.